Hello everybody, this is Nato at the Nest with the spring of 1902 turn of the Second Boer War. And the British managed to pull it off. The British got revenge for the First Boer War a decade or so ago, scenario timeline wise. The Boers, they got a 2 on their reinforcement roll, so they bumped their numbers up to 4 infantry, but that wasn't enough. The British came in and took them all out, and the Boers have surrendered, and the British now have complete control over South Africa. Carrying forward into like World War I, World War II, really wouldn't have had much of an impact. That one tiny territory that's production-wise not worth anything wouldn't have really hurt the British in any form or manner. Realistically, it would have just been an inconvenience more than anything else, if for moving troops north or whatever. In all likelihood, if the Boers had remained independent by World War I or World War II, the British probably would have moved in and annexed the territory anyways. Whether it be for ease of troop movement or just to keep it out of, Central or Axis hands. So I think realistically, either way, the British would have taken, the Transvaal. Regardless of what happened, it just would have been a matter of time, not an if but a when kind of thing. But I added the scenario just for just for fun, just for kicks, because the scenario, the Wars of the World starts off with 3 massive conflicts, so I figured it'd be nice to have a series of just small engagements, small scenarios that are easy and quick and don't require a lot of thought. Especially since we're getting closer and closer to World War I or World War II, and those will be big, massive, long, drawn-out, complicated, and lots of thought, thinking involved, and those will pretty much be back-to-back, so 3 major ones, and then 8 small, short, quick ones, and then the two largest conflicts in human history back to back. So it's the calm before the storm. Think of it that way. Because this ends in 1902. World War I starts in 1914. So we're only 12 years away from at the time the largest, deadliest conflict in human history. So anyways, carrying forward, the British now have complete control of South Africa. So that will come into play in World War I, because in World War I, the Southwest Africa is actually German-owned. So England having Union of South Africa and the Bucanaland will alter how England defends or attacks in South Africa. Really not much to say. It's a very simple scenario. The Boers just had to play for time, and the dice just didn't roll for them. They got that really bad roll early on in the game, and they lost over half their force. in that one attack, and then immediately after that got nothing on a reinforcement roll. So that just really hurt the Boers, and they just never could recover from it. And the British were able to capitalize on those those shortcomings. So with that, we'll clear the board and get set for the next scenario, which will be the Russian-Japanese War of 1904 to 1905. And so Japan will be making its debut entry into the series. And we'll finally have a conflict on the right side of the board. Everything's been, on more or less on the left side, so we'll finally have a conflict on the right side. Finally have a conflict in Asia. Minus the Philippines. We've had fights in the Philippines and some minor stuff in India, but but those were more just sideshows really than anything else. So this will be the first semi-major conflict in Asia in the series. So looking forward to that. Like I said, it's Russia and Japan going at it over Port Arthur in Manchuria. So it'll be interesting to see, and just a new section of the map to be fighting in. So far everything's been in Europe and North America, so it'll be a nice change of pace to be able to see some new scenery map-wise and fight in a new territory. So stay tuned for that. Keep your eyes out, and we'll have that out relatively soon. See you then.
Hey, thanks for watching Axis and Allies players. Don't forget to hit a squat on that like button. If you'd like to see more videos just like this, go ahead and click on our subscribe button. You can view all of our other videos on our playlists right here on Viper and Nato, straight from the nest, coming at you from historical board games, Z-Man Games, Parker Brothers, Hasbro, and Wizards of the Coast. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next round.